How you been, dude? How you feel?
Sick, sick a lot recently, and I'm beginning to think maybe it's like a long thing, but we'll see. Um,
Like a
yeah,
viral thing? Like,
yeah,
oh, yeah, it's so weird, man. Loads of my friends have had like they thought it was COVID to start with, and then it was just like a really persistent flu type thing. But I'm so sorry, dude. That's horrible.
no worries, man. Yeah, well, I'm excited for today because I'm still finicking with the controls. I um, I rented a little car, and I'm gonna drive around the city a little bit, have some
Oh,
fun. Yeah,
cool.
I actually moved to Vancouver from Toronto.
Oh, you're back in Toronto. Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna move back there soon. So
Cool,
I'm
man.
just gonna I've been here for a while, but I've never been up the mountains. There's mountains everywhere. Um,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna take advantage. Yeah. So should I refer to you by Lakes or Sam?
Sam's fine. Yeah, no
That's fine.
worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
I like interview stuff for like press stuff for the Glastonbury thing and like interviews I've been doing. It's like, so is it Lakes or Sam? It's like Sam's cool. So
Yeah.
it basically last because we're playing it as Lakes. But yeah, that's cool because I guess it will just be when it goes up, it will be tagged as Lakes, which is really useful actually because when you search Lakes on Spotify, the Studio One interview comes up, and it's like the only other thing with the and there was like a BBC interview we did, me and Lee together, but it's really cool. It went from like you couldn't find it anywhere to like there's this little catalog of stuff there now. So yeah,
Yeah.
and thank you
Yeah.
for continuously rebooking it as well. I felt so bad last week. I went to
Oh,
join, and it was just like it kept booting me out when I tried to join the call. So we're
no
here.
worries. Yeah.
Like no one download anything else. Like no one disturb it.
Yeah. I'm not
uh,
gonna do the whole it's been a while since I interviewed, so I'm gonna keep it really casual.
yeah, man.
So I'm just
Cool.
gonna slip in. I mean, my first question is how was food poisoning? What kind of food poisoning was it?
Days, I have no idea what I ate. I feel like it was rice. Right. This is a lesson to everybody. And I said this to my girlfriend recently. I was like, never reheat rice because it never heats all the way through, and it's like a little hub for bacteria to just like hang out. And I had this rice. I think it was a takeaway, and I just remember eating it, and I was like, that was something about that. I don't know what it was, but I don't feel great. And then yeah, the next kind of 4 days were just brutal. I've never ever had it before. I would not recommend it to anybody. It was really rough. I felt completely drained, and yeah, I have no idea what. Like, it was such like a I was kind of going back and thinking in your head, like, what did I actually eat the past few days? And that was the only thing I could land on. So, yeah. But then it just goes, like 5 days later, it just went away. So, fingers crossed, doesn't happen again. Could really do without that happening in like festival season. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be like either garbage fast food or
Yeah.
risky
Literally.
risky rice. Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Garbage fast food. Like the food at a lot of the festivals over here is great. It's like it doesn't look fantastic. Like you're queuing for like an hour for a burger that looks really questionable, and then you eat it and you're like, actually, that's insane. That's the best burger I've ever eaten. And I don't know if that's because you're just sleep deprived and food deprived, but everything tastes incredible like in that moment. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for some trash festival food.
Yeah. I mean,
um,
get right into it. We know you're playing Glastonbury, but which
mm,
festival or concert was your favorite memory?
Favorite memory ever, I think probably playing. There's two. Um, the first night we played Ronnie Scott in London, we sold it out, which was just unbelievable. I remember standing there when we stood backstage, and the wall going out to the side of the stage is just covered in signatures and like writing on the wall from artists that have played there through like the 60s and 70s and people I grew up with. And Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix's signatures were on the wall, and I just like put my hand on them. Like, this doesn't feel real. It feels really just bizarre to be stood here. And then we played that show. All of our friends from London came down. A load of friends, like some friends, came from up north to come down and see it, and it was just really special. And that was just as me, just as Sam Martin, like solo. So I was playing. It was like a trio show, but that was probably one of the best. And then we sold out the O2 Academy. Um, it was at 2019 we sold out the one in Islington, and that was just unreal because I didn't really think we could. I didn't think we kind of had branched out to those numbers yet. And I guess that's the power of like our socials and just spreading the word for like 5 months. But they were really good. I think I've had a few real pinch myself moments, and booking to play Glastonbury was definitely one of them. And I knew in February, and I didn't. We kind of had. Well, we got the news in February. We got the kind of the sheet and the runner and everything, and then I couldn't announce it until a few weeks later. So I was just sat on this news and really, really wanted to tell everybody. And then when we could, it was just, yeah, it was like just revealing the biggest thing in the world to me. So I can't wait. Yeah, really, really can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned, promoting your stuff nonstop for 5 months. I'm kind of working. Well, I have a song ready to be promoted, like myself. Like, as someone who's starting out, I worked in the Toronto music industry for a little bit, and I still
Yeah.
didn't really, you're kind of around in an environment long enough, and you kind of figure things out just by exposure. But what do you think is the best way to put your music out there? Is it everything all at once, or is it like emailing people, or is it meeting them in person, networking in person? Like, how did
Yeah.
you do it? Yeah.
I found, just for me, and I was talking to a friend about this actually recently, it's just networking, going to as many things as you can, talking to people, kind of meeting like-minded people, whether it's going to open mic nights or, kind of bar shows and pub gigs, and just really just working your way through things. Some things are going to be great. Some things aren't going to be great. I spent, since I was like 15, 16, going to open mics and just chatting with people, and then they'd be holding a thing and I'd go to that thing, and then they'd know someone who was like slightly higher up, and it's like a ladder you kind of climb. But I think really there's no correct way to do it. There are things you inherently shouldn't do, like with any industry, like ignore everything and just sit and wait for it to come to you. I think I don't know anyone around me that does that, but I know it can get quite like debilitating. Kind of people worry like, oh, I have all this music and I'm sat on all these songs. Do I put them all out at once, or do I slowly release stuff? That's why LAYKS was really fun, because I was kind of redoing all of that from my solo stuff. So I put like a single out, and then I gave that a few months, and I put another one out, and then I announced the EP and I put that out, and it just gradually roll things out. And I was telling a friend of mine recently, like, streams and numbers can't go down, they can only go up. So just network, go say yes to as many things as you can. Don't think you're above or below something. We're all in the same boat. And I think if COVID taught me anything, it's that we are literally all on the same page. Do you know what I mean? Because whether you were like playing in a bar or selling out Wembley, everyone had to stop. Everyone had to, stay at home. And I think it humbled a lot of people, and it made me say, right, cool, let's kind of start from scratch with LAYKS. And I already had this following, but I just say, just talk to people and just be nice, be a good person, support other musicians, go to other shows, click attending on those like Facebook things, like the kind of event pages, go and show love, and you'll get love back, I think, is the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, it sounds like almost exactly like open mic comedy. Like, if you want to be a comedian, it sounds like it's the same route.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I know from your Instagram stories, you're probably a huge fan of John Mayer. What do you think of him essentially replicating your style, like pretty much around the same time?
I think he's a huge hero, and I think I definitely like, it's kind of that hero worship thing where there's him and like a few other people, where even in my guitar playing, I think I love how he plays. I love how he kind of forms songs around being a guitar player as well. And I think in my solo stuff, all the stuff with LAYKS, like I always kind of want to sneak some of that in because he is the man. Like, you know, I've seen him live a bunch of times, and every single time I walk out of those gigs, I'm like, I just want to play guitar for hours and hours, and I just want to write really good songs and sit and like just play and play. And he's the kind of guy that makes you feel like when you first start playing an instrument, it kind of rekindles that, if that makes sense. You know, and you see someone you love doing what they're amazing at, you kind of sit down like, wow, that's why I'm doing this. But oh my goodness, yeah, even the kind of comparison between someone like him, like I will never ever get my playing up to that level, but I'm never going to stop trying. I'm never going to stop gunning for it because, yeah, he's the man. But people like him, Mateus Asato, Tom Misch, there's a load of really good like neo soul guitar players. Which in the new stuff, there's a lot of that. I wanted to kind of bridge the gap between being a singer and a songwriter and a guitar player, and just have all of that combined. And I think I'm getting there now as a soloist, as a, you know, aside from LAYKS and the other stuff, like the Sam J Martin stuff. It's like, it's great to kind of bring all those influences into it. Yeah, he's the man is the short answer to that.
Yeah. Have you? I was in like a Tom Mitch zone because you brought him up. My lights kind of lighted up. Have you got to meet him, or have you got to work with him, or know people?
Yeah, we played a festival in Leicester in 2018, and I met him there. And I was coming out of a portaloo, like a festival toilet thing. Those things that are just like, they were designed to be the worst things in the world. And I walked out, and he walked out of one, and we just like locked eyes, and I just went, Tom Misch, and he went, hi. I was like, I know you. I was like, I know you as well. And I think he recognized me from just standing side of stage and staring at him the whole time he was playing. But yeah, we had a chat, and that was really funny. And then like, I think it was a year later, he yeah, it was Beat Tape 2, was it? Beat Tape 1 or 2 that came out, and that blew up. And I remember just thinking, wow, I was having a conversation with that guy, and I didn't actually remember his name, but now like it was Tom Misch, and I had no idea. But he was a huge inspiration, and like one of the loveliest human beings in the world. So yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, his music really takes me away. What do you know? Which do they tell you like which venue that you're playing at the Glastonbury Festival, or
Yeah,
how does it
yeah.
work?
So it's stages, so they're all split up into like, you've got the rabbit hole, the big top, the pyramid, all those ones. This is the Naif art stage, which is like, it's mainly kind of solo artists and acoustic artists, but we're just playing it like as us. We're just playing it as like a trio, so that will be fun. And it's just really intimate. It's not one of the big, huge stages. I think I'd be really intimidated by that at this point. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. But it's a really cool stage. It's one of the, I think it's what used to be the rabbit hole, if I'm not mistaken. Which again is a kind of, was predominantly folk and blues and soul, and I guess it just matched up. I guess the stuff that my solo stuff and the LAYKS stuff kind of thematically works with that. So yeah, Naif stage, 7 p.m. on the 22nd of June this year, and it's the first time I've ever played it. So I can't wait. We're going into rehearsals over the next few weeks and getting the set list down and getting all the notes, like the new songs queued up to play, and I'm still trying to remember lyrics. So that'll be interesting. I hope I don't forget any. But yeah, worse things have happened, I guess. You know, it'll be fine. I'm telling myself that more than anybody else. But yeah.
Will you have time to see other artists in the festival? Like, are you looking forward to seeing people?
I am excited. So I told my girlfriend recently that I have a ticket, basically like a day pass for us both, and she completely lost her mind, as did I, because I didn't actually realize that. But the whole lineup is incredible, and I think from what I can see, there aren't loads of clashes, so I think we should be able to make it to quite a few different people's sets. but yeah, like unbelievably excited, like seeing Holly Humberstone and Haim and all the bands that all the artists that through lockdown I have been obsessed with are playing there. So that's really cool. And then I kind of in the midst of all that, I'm going to have to remember like, oh my God, we go on stage in 10 minutes. So I need to be very careful that I don't, in the excitement of watching people, that I don't just forget that we're playing a show. So yeah, I need to have someone there to nudge me to be like, come on, mate, go and get your guitar.
Yeah, I mean, you briefly mentioned your partner. Where I'm not gonna get into anything crazy, but how much does your girlfriend affect your? Do you write about her in your music?
That's the sweetest question. And yeah, so it's really interesting. So yeah, she absolutely affects my writing. She influences me every day. She is my best friend, and we were best friends before we were together. And she's just the most incredible human being I've ever met, and she's so supportive. But the song "Cowboy" from Crybaby is actually about her. And the funny thing is, she didn't she didn't actually know that, and then it got played on Radio One, and I thought like, okay, that's quite cool. That's quite cool that a song I wrote about my girlfriend was on Radio One. And I think it's because I was in Germany with her for my birthday, and it came on. I think it came on Spotify, or I was when we were talking about the song, and it had just been played on Radio One. And I was like, it's about you, right? And she just like looked at me like teary and was like, what? I was like, yeah, that song's about you. And she had no idea. And she is, I mean, there are so many different things that influence me just day to day. And I think when you have someone that's so supportive around you and was like a friend before you were a couple, was like such a close friend, yeah, it's the best thing in the world. I'm insanely proud of her. She's a musician too. She writes incredible songs, and yeah, I'm just gonna get really sappy. I feel the sappiness fully coming out now because she's great. But yeah, she's coming with me to the shows, and I get to go to her shows, and it's very mutual and supportive and lovely, and I am insanely lucky every day. But yeah, we love a bit of sappy. It's like our thing.
Are you sitting on any new music, or gonna wait until the festival's over to?
Yes, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yes to both those things in a way, because there are so many new songs that we're putting out over the next couple of months, and I was kind of in two minds at the start of the year because I knew how many festivals we were playing, and I was like, all right, I want to get some stuff out before the festival so we can actually, rehearse it and know it. But yeah, the next single is going to be out in a couple of weeks. I haven't actually announced that yet, so by the time this goes out, I probably would have announced it. But yeah, I am unbelievably excited. I think from like it's probably September till February, I was just writing flat out, and then we hopped in the studio and recorded some stuff, and it's kind of like a continuation on it. I didn't want to do like Crybaby 2 or another kind of solo EP. I wanted to, like I said, with the whole different influences coming into it, I wanted to sort of bridge the gap between all of that stuff and just make something new, but that still felt kind of similar, but kind of fresh at the same time. So I'm really proud of them. I think it's the most fun I've had writing because I didn't have a deadline, or I didn't have like thought of, I have to have this out, by this month or by that month. It's been very freeing. So yeah, very excited. I'm sure you'll be the first to hear it. I mean, I'm going to send it to you guys like in 10 seconds anyway.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
I
Oh man.
think I think we cover all the bases. Yeah, lovely time as always.
Amazing, dude. Such a pleasure. Absolute.
Yeah,
Seeing your face again, man. And I'm glad you feel well. I hope you feel completely better soon. But I'm glad you're not. Glad you're not feeling as worse.
yeah. I'm glad I'm operational like this weekend. Like it's all day to day. Yeah.
And you'll get there. And I'll see you in Toronto, I guess, when you're
Yes,
when
sir.
you're 100%. There's a really good there's the Winnipeg Blues Festival that I really want to play. I was going to ask my manager to like try and get us on that. He was like, "Do you know how many people in Winnipeg?" I was like, "No, just Mike and my meet up." Probably about That's
Wait, how big do you think Canada, like where do you think Winnipeg is?
Winnipeg's like, is that kind of like right in the middle? Toronto's like over there.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It's a flight. It's a
talk
flight.
about it. It's like when people talk about the UK and they're like, "Oh, Oxford's like in London, right?" And now I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, near enough," because it's only like a 30-minute drive. But in the I always forget in Canada, it's like, "Oh, I'm only up the road," but you guys by that you mean like a 3-hour flight. Yeah, literally. But yeah, I should be able to come out like later in the year. I really want to go back to LA. I think when we spoke last, we were talking about it's interesting because Chloe's family, they're from California, so that's yet another reason to go over there and see them. So yeah, man, if I can detour via Toronto, we can hang out. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
I still haven't been to LA either. I'm like so close. Like Vancouver is maybe like 2 hours flight away. Like I'm just a hair shy. Yeah. For me,
Yeah,
like before leaving Toronto 8 months ago, it was either LA, like I asked myself, LA or Vancouver.
yeah, yeah.
LA is way too expensive. So I was like, ah, well,
Right,
yeah,
insane. It's one of the most unlivable, not unlivable for like any other reason than just the expense, but it's so expensive. Um, you could get like people in London even laugh at how much like a one-bedroom apartment in Hollywood would be. It's like 3 months' wages is like 1 month's rent. So yeah, I see. I know what you mean. I think if I could go out and do like a long-term Airbnb, get one for like 2 months and just record, that would be really cool. I think that's what me and Chloe want to do. Go and just get a house, write some music, you know, paint and go to the beach and just create stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, man, you'll get out there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
yeah, dude.
LA dream.
I dream, man. We're doing
Yeah.
it, baby. Mate, it's so good to see you. Thank you for bearing with me doing this.
Of course. We've been through sickness and health, both of us.
It
Yeah.
really has passed like nearly 2 years. I'm so proud of us.
All right.
I'll
Have
message
a
you in a
good.
sec. See you,
Yeah.
mate. Take care. Bye.